Hi everybody, welcome to Selling with Kit. So in this webinar, we're just going to look at how you can use the built-in e-commerce elements of your Kit account, which you're already paying for, and how you can start selling digital products online quick, easy, and fast. So what we're looking at here now is the product section of Kit. So this is found under the Earn tab, and you're looking at products. So I have a few products set up here just for testing purposes so that we can really see the full array of ways that you can use this feature that is fairly new. And what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to help you see how this can work by building a product with you. So Products for Kit works with digital products only, so it does not work yet with physical products. And what it does is it allows you to put in your information and to automate the selling process, but also the automation side of things after your product is delivered, okay, which is something that selling with Stripe, for example, doesn't allow you to do. Okay, when you sell with a Stripe checkout page, after the product is purchased, nothing happens. Like you don't have a built-in way to send that product to the customer, but you can with Kit. Okay, so let's just start off here and create a new product. Okay, so this one we're just going to call Harper sales page. So this is a template that I created for Show It, and I sell it on my Etsy store, but I want a way to sell it even easier and with less credit card processing fees because Etsy is expensive. Okay, it has its own pros and cons, but for this one, we're just going to create it here in Kit. So the product type here. So this is a pay once, have access forever type product, but you're also able to sell subscriptions here as well. So as long as it's not a physical product, you can sell pretty much anything that is service-based, product-based. There's a lot of options here. So I'm just going to press next here. And then you have a bunch of different pricing methods. So we have standard, we have pay what you want. So, if you have something that, or people want to give you a tip, or you don't really have any limitations on what that pricing is. Could also work for karma type pricing models for coaches, or I've seen it with yoga studios as well. And then you also have the option of payment plans, so you can split something into installments. So for this one here, the Harper sales page, this one is 67, but it is in Canadian dollars, so you do have the option to change that as well. And then the next bit is the fulfillment. So how do you send the product to the customer? So right now, like I'm going to be focusing on digital download, but you can also sign people up for a newsletter. Okay, so this could be a portion of your Kit list that is members only. Okay, and then if you have something intangible like a service or coaching, you can choose this. So by choosing these different options, that just changes the way that the customer gets the product. Okay, so digital download involves sending a file to the customer. A newsletter, the automation on the back end is going to be adding them to a specific list or sequence or tag in your ConvertKit account. And something else will involve more of a manual automation and at the end. So you'll have to set up an automation that when they purchase this, that you follow up with a series of emails. Okay. So for this one, for my sales page, this is going to be a product. So I am just going to open my browser here. I'm just looking for this one here, and we are going to upload this PDF. And now I can hit next. So for domain names, typically if you're new to Kit, you're going to have just a basic kit.com domain. If you have a custom domain associated with your account, you can choose any of those domains that you have connected. So for me right now, I'm just going to stick to the basic Kit domain. And this gives you an idea of what your URL is going to look like. And this part can be edited. So if it's too long and you just want something short, which is easier for sending on social media, you can do that here. Okay, so I'm just going to put Harper, and we're going to create that product. So this will take a hot second. Okay. Now, if this happens to you, just give this a refresh, and there you go. So now you're able to customize the product page. So I want to add in my own image. So I'm just going to click on this section here, and I'm going to replace. And I already have an image in my gallery that we can use. Now, you can customize all the aspects of the page. You can change the color of the button. So I'm just going to choose a saved color here. I'm going to add a brief description. So I recommend keeping this brief if possible. So I am just going to, I'm copying and pasting this over. And the reason I say keep it brief is because the more content that you have, the larger the image is going to be. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. So I allow people to get a full preview of this before they buy. So I'm just going to turn that into a link. Okay, so we can maybe cut this down a little. You can adjust the text size as well if you want. Just keep in mind that sometimes smaller text can have larger spacing in between, but that looks a lot better. I'm also going to customize and go back to the general styles here. I want my headings to match my brand, so I'm going to go right down and choose Poppins. You can choose more customizations in terms of like colors. The other thing that I want to do is change the background, and I'm going to choose this beige that I use on my website so it matches my branding. The other thing you can do is you can turn off the Built with Kit badge if you are on a paid Kit account. Now, sometimes it's actually good to keep that on even if you are paid, because if somebody clicks that link, then you get an affiliate credit if they sign up. So that's kind of like the bonus of having that there. But sometimes I just want a nice, clean product page. Okay, so that's everything for my product page here. So this is just, now we can move over to the checkout. So this is pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot that we can do design-wise that's like unique to the checkout page. But what you can do is add an upsell. Okay, so you can add up to 2 on your checkout page. So I'm going to choose one. And I'm just going to use this email marketing growth kit. And you can choose to apply a discount. So if somebody buys the upsell, they instantly get a discount as well. So I'm just going to leave it as is because I think it's a $7 product. And that's there now for somebody to be able to click and add on to their order. So that page is done, and then we can go over to the confirmation tab. So here I'm just going to customize the background color so it's branded, and I'm going to make this centered. And then your receipt email. So at this time, it's not possible to customize the button color. I imagine that will be coming, but I am just going to use this plus icon here to add an image. So I'm just going to put an image of the product. You could also add another image, which is your logo. Right, and then each image can then be customized for sizing. And that way they have a little bit more information. You can add additional text here as well if there's instructions that you want to provide folks. If you don't have a digital product, if it's a service, for example, this button will not appear. So this will only appear if you have a digital product. Okay, so once we have all those done, we can hit the save button just to make sure that everything it doesn't disappear. And then when you click view, you just get a bird's eye view of everything. Okay, so this is pretty much as far as you can go for now. Like, you can create a discount code for 100% if you want to try it out. Or you can purchase and refund. That's another option for, checking out the full purchase process. I would recommend the 100% discount over giving yourself a refund. So if we go into the settings here, we can just double check that everything is set up, and this is where you can go in as well and change things if necessary. You can update, like delete and update a file if you have an updated one. Your upsells, this is where you can set a specific discount code. So this will give me 100% off. And maybe I just want to use it once for my my testing. Okay, and then what you're going to want to do is hit the big publish button. So this screen here is going to give you two methods of sharing your product with the world. Okay, so the first one is very straightforward. It's just a share link, and if you copy this and put it into a social media post, people will click it. We open this up and they'll get to your product page. Okay. Let's just close out of this one. You can attach a discount code as well, which is really handy if you're doing like a launch promotion. So that discount is already applied when they click the link. Okay, so if we included this, it's going to add the code. And when they decide to get it now, it's going to come up as $0. And then they can choose the add-on if they want. So that's one method. And then the other method is to embed the product. And embedding a product is adding the product to your website. And it allows people to click a button and purchase your product. So this is the button that they give you. It's not exactly brandable. There are some more advanced ways around that, but it is a great way of just folks just clicking a button and heading to your shop. So for example, okay, I'm just going to take this, copy it. I have it set up a little, let's see here. I just need this bit of the code because I already have it set up on my website. So this is just a template or a test site to show you how this can work. And I have all these buy now buttons added to the shop. And all I need to do here is just make sure that that is changed. We're just going to move me and hit save. So now if I publish this page, I'm just going to refresh. So this button here is going to open up the sales page that we were just on. But the way I just have it done a little fancier, and what happens is that it actually works as a pop-up. Okay, so you can create your own buttons and add the link so that it goes here, or you can use the button that they provide you and you get that beautiful pop-up effect. Okay, and then everything, the benefit of this is that website traffic is not leaving your website. Okay, so they're staying on your website, they're spending more time on your website as they complete the checkout, and this helps your SEO score. So that's something to keep in mind when you're weighing the two. Okay, but typically you would use both the URL and the embed code for different purposes. So I have a couple other products here that I just showed. So you can have as many as you want. Okay, different experiences, but regardless, they're all going to get that download at the end of their purchase. Okay, so that's how you create the product, but what do you do after they've purchased? Okay, so then you can utilize the power of visual automations. Okay, and to do that, okay, you can create a visual automation. I always start mine from scratch. Okay, that is tied to the purchase of a product. Okay, so maybe it is product purchased from commerce, and you can choose which of the products this is going to trigger the automation for. So we're just going to choose Harper sales page. I'm going to delete the original. Okay, and now you can do, like, there's so many different things that you can do with this visual automation, but mostly you're probably going to want to add a tag to that person in your Kit account, and likely start an email sequence with them. So especially if you have a coaching package or service where the meat and the potatoes of everything is in those emails. Okay, and then what you can do, you can keep adding emails, keep adding experiences to this automation. Okay, you can also do a very simple automation under rules. Okay, you can create a new rule that says, let's see, you know what? I'm a complete liar here, so disregard that. This is the limitation of the if-then rules. It just can't apply to products. So for product automations, you would have to use the visual automation tool. The other thing that you're able to do with these digital products that I think the real power lies is connecting your products to the emails that you're sending out. Okay, so it's amazing that you can have an easy way to sell these products, but now you also have an easier way of marketing them. So if we were to create a brand new broadcast, what you now have the ability to do is to click this button, scroll down, and choose product, and you can actually embed your products directly in an email. Okay, you can choose what you want to show in the email. Okay, and you can customize the buttons. I always customize mine. Oh, of course, this is not letting me today. Okay, well, thankfully I've memorized my hex code. There we go. So you already have this in your email. When it sends out, somebody clicks this button and they go directly to your product page. And it's also going to save that information that the purchaser came from the email that you sent out. So that's great data that you can have as well. And you can choose for folks to go directly to checkout, or they can see that cart page kind of right off the bat. And again, you can choose to include a discount or not. So you can have a discount that's specifically for folks that sign up or purchase this product from your email. Okay. And so you can choose which discount they are going to get. So I think that that's the real power of purchase or using products with Kit, is just how easy it is then to use that information in other places. Okay, so that you can not have to think twice about sending off that email about the new product that you have for sale. It's just instantly in your email builder, and you can send off an email to promote your product so quickly. Okay. So a couple of like housekeeping things to keep in mind is that Kit products at the moment are processed using Stripe, okay, as your credit card processor. And they have a processing fee of 3.5% plus 30 cents for every purchase. So if you were selling a product for $10, your service fee would be 65 cents. Okay, so it's a bit higher than selling directly with Stripe because you have all the other features. You have the automation at the end and including these in your emails. Okay, so that's a huge bonus and very worth it in my opinion. At the moment, Kit does not have a feature to calculate sales tax. So if you do have a product that you need to charge sales tax on, you would have to have the price inclusive of taxes. So if you were selling a product for $10, you would have to list the price actually as $11.50 to have that tax included. So that's pretty much the only caveat to using the Kit pages versus using a Stripe checkout page for your products. Okay, so overall, the Kit product suite here is incredibly easy to use and so much more intuitive than your very basic Stripe checkout. But always make sure that you are weighing the pros and cons for bookkeeping and all the back end things. So I always want to make sure that everyone knows all about that. Okay, so that's pretty much the Kit digital product suite in a nutshell. And we're going to jump over now to our live Q&A so you guys can ask real world questions and we can help you start utilizing this service.